Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Project. In this module, I want to show you how you can create a fixed duration task. Now on the screen, I've got 4 tasks and I'm going to go through the task types, including a fixed duration task, so you can see how you do that. So by default, a task is set to fixed units. Now if I double click on task A to get into task information, where you find this information is on the Advanced tab, and you can see there fixed units with the effort driven tick off. Now in this drop down list you can see there you've got fixed duration, fixed units and fixed work. Now fixed duration has the option of the effort driven tick, fixed units does, but fixed work does not. It's grayed out, but if you can see that the tick is on, so that means that the more resources allocated to a task will attempt to drive down the duration, even though you've got no option of taking that off. But if I go back to the first one, fixed units, that's the default, and take the tick off because that's the default, you can change the default in options and have that on, which was the case in older versions of Project. That was on. So if you've still got very old versions, and I'm talking 2007 prior, I think, that might be on. But also because you can change that in options, somebody might have put it on for you, so just check that. Now if I just leave that as it is and show you what happens when you add resources. So we've got task A, 1 day, and what I'll do is I'll allocate some resources to it. Now if I assign Anne to that, duration stays the same. If I assign Ben, duration stays the same, and so on. Bob and Bill and Bob, everybody assigned, no matter what order you do it in, they stay the same. Now if I do the same thing on task B, but if I double click into it and put the tick on, this is the difference. Click OK to that. Now if I assign Anne, nothing will happen to the duration. Forget that she's over allocated, it doesn't matter for this. Nothing will happen to the duration, but as I assign extra people, it will start driving that duration down, like so. The more effort, the shorter the task. Now if I take them all off, remove, not replace, and then put that back to 1 day, what happens if I allocate all of these all at once as my initial allocation? Nothing will happen to that duration. So it's the way you add these people. If I remove them again, if I highlight 2 people, assign, that's my initial allocation, the duration stays the same. But if I now continue to add people, it will start driving it down like it did before. So you've got initial allocation, nothing will happen. As you add additional resources, it will drive the duration down if you've got the effort driven tick on, which I have. Now a fixed duration, I'll just leave this box here, fixed duration for task C. No matter what I add or how I add it, I don't want that duration to change. So if I double click into task C and put that to fixed duration, the tick is off, but I'll do the tick on as well. So you'll see the difference. So the tick is off. Okay. So let's add Anne, £80, £80, and then those two, £80 each person. Nothing happened to the duration. So if I take them all off, remove, and add them one at a time, assign, nothing happens. It's a fixed duration task. Nothing can happen to the duration. Now if I do the same on task D, if I click into task D and make that a fixed duration, but this time put the tick on, so before that drove the duration down when it was on the fixed unit task. So what is it going to drive down now? Because it cannot change that fixed duration. So let's watch this one. So if I assign Anne, £80. Now if I assign Ben, something's going to change, but it is not going to be the duration. Assign. It is this. the effort. So they're doing half a day each. Now if I just split the screen on this for a second, if I just go to view and details and put task usage at the bottom, or resource usage, I could put task usage, and just click onto that task, you can see that they're just doing 4 hours each. If I just come across there a bit, move that out of the way. Now if I take Ben off, remove, she's just doing 8 hours. It's still a fixed duration task, but as you add extra people, it reduces the effort they're doing. If I add Bill, assign, you can see now that they're just splitting it between them like so. And then Bob, assign, they're all doing 2 hours each, and the cost per person is £20. So this sort of fixed duration would be where the more people that turn up, the cheaper it is per person. This one, task C, is a fixed duration task where no matter how many people turn up, it's still going to be the same cost for them. They're still going to get a full day's pay. So that would be like a training event. You don't reduce how much money you take home from your wage. If you have a load of people turn up, you still get your full day's pay. So that's that one, and this one is where you're sharing the cost. The more the merrier. The more the merrier, because it's cheaper per person. Now the last one, so I'll just do task E, was a fixed work task. Now if I get rid of this split for a minute, just right click on there, insert the work column, just type work, so that gives you the hours that's allocated per the resource allocation. So at the moment, fixed work is about, let's put that to 1 day. You're not fixing the duration, you're fixing the hours. So if I put this into fixed work, remember fixed work, you don't get the option to have the tick on or off. Click OK to that. Let's say I want 8 hours in a 1 day period, which is okay. And if I allocate Anne to do that, assign Anne, Anne gets 8 hours. Now if I assign Ben, that tick is on, remember, so it starts driving the duration down, but the hours stay the same. They're both doing the same sort of hours. And if I keep assigning people, it looks similar to the fixed duration, but the fixed bit is the hours, fixed hours. So they're just doing 2 hours each again. If I split the screen, it'll show with the task usage, you'll see that again. So that's basically the 3 main types of tasks that you get. If I just go back into it so you can see them, you've got fixed work, fixed duration, which is what this one was about, and fixed units, which is the default. And each of them have the option to have the tick on or off, or in the fixed work one, you've got no option. Task types. So hopefully that was of use. That was easy to understand. Like I said earlier, don't worry about this, because normally these would be all, I'll just link them up because I don't like looking at it either. Get rid of them, so they're all following on, and then it's nice and neat. There's no over allocated people. But hopefully this little video was of use to you. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next one.